Hey, how you doing? Kim Reads Urantia here. So we're going to read from the Urantia book. But first we got Light the Flame by Andrew Harvey. And this is by Andrew Harvey, inspired by the Odes of Solomon. Odes of Solomon were like really old text of yeah. Okay, I don't think they were written by Solomon. They're like just they're attributed to Solomon, but they were like found. They're a bunch of religious poems that were found in like the 3rd century AD, and they're Christian. They're about. Some people think they're heretical. Some people think they're um, if it's valuable to you, it's valuable. Don't worry about it. Oh my gosh, it might be heretical. You know, um, right. Christ is it's about Jesus and stuff. If you're worried, it's the worry itself that does the damage, that opens the door for this anxiety, opens the door for all this misunderstanding, misperception, all this these problems. So if this, whatever it is, if you feel drawn closer to something holy, something pure, if you feel like it's touching, and God gives us this tool for us to use, and it's an imperfect tool. So it's like, how do I know if my own mind, which is the tool, is doing what it's supposed to do for me? You know what? If you sharpen it, it's going to work. So you got to work on your mind. You got to use it every day. If you use it, if you sharpen it, it's not going to fail you where it counts. All right? Okay? Because and you have to be open too. The other thing is stay open. Some people have a very sharp mind, but they're on a deeper level, they're bound to something, to an ideology, or to a leader. They're bound. You don't need to be bound. That's gonna limit you. Okay, so but that's on a deeper level. Okay. So remain open to new ideas, but use your mind. Then you know what? If you're wrong about something, you're going to be able to receive correction. And if you're right about something and you're still open, you're not going to use that to be all braggarty and your ego isn't going to be corrupted by that knowledge of being right if you're humble and if you're open. Okay, so that's what we have to work on. So you'll know. Don't worry about that. No, that's kind of like getting off of this. I'm just going to read this here. The Odes of Solomon. This is by Andrew Harvey, inspired by the Odes of Solomon. Welcome to October, by the way. It's October 1st. He made himself like me, so I might receive him. May I receive him. He made himself like me, so I may be clothed in him. May I have no fear when I see him, for his nature is mercy. He took my nature, so I may understand him. He has my face. May I never turn my face from him. So this is of course about the incarnation of God as man here, the bestowal of God as man. God made himself to look like me so that I wouldn't be afraid of him. Thank you. So he made himself like me so I may be clothed in him. So it's this exchange too. God made himself like that's the most interesting part to me. I may be clothed in God's glory. So in that I see some kind of reciprocation, some kind of something. So he took my nature, he became like me so I may understand him. So that's really beautiful. And that's really serendipitous today because we're going to talk about the bestowal careers, that miracle by which God is bestowed to our world as a man, which is amazing. Now, we've talked a little bit about the feminists who's like, well, why can't he be a woman, all that stuff. It's just it's kind of how it's set up. I don't know, maybe someday, I don't know, but our mother is always here with us. Yeah, our mother's always here with us. That's kind of why. um, the male nature is to come in and go out, to be bestowed and to then withdraw. So it's, but the female is present with her children, always providing for her children in material ways, in comforting them emotionally. She's here with us all the time. So connecting with her, it's almost like we don't notice her because she's in the background. We fail to appreciate her so much because she's just kind of ever present. It's easy to take her for granted. And that's how it is with the children, and they're always at home with their mother, and they want to see, they get so excited when daddy comes home. But when mom is always here though, so mom always says, you wait till your dad comes home and stuff like this, and they're like, oh, dad is coming. But mother is always here. So let's always be close to our mother, and be appreciative of those bestowal missions also. Okay, we got to keep going here. All right, so this is paper 20, the Paradise Sons of God, section 6, the Mortal-Bestowal Careers. The method whereby, excuse me, that came on. The method whereby a paradise son becomes ready for mortal incarnation is a bestowal son. Okay, it not is a bestowal son. Okay, sorry. The method whereby a paradise son becomes ready for mortal incarnation as a bestowal son, becomes enmothered on the bestowal planet, is a universal mystery. So this method is a mystery. And any effort to detect the working of this Sonarrington technique is doomed to meet with certain failure. It's one of these secrets, guys. Don't worry about it. Believe it. Faith, acceptance. Thank you very much. That's all there is to it. Let the sublime knowledge of the mortal life of Jesus of Nazareth sink into your souls, but waste no thought in useless speculation as to how this mysterious incarnation of Michael of Nebadon was effected. Let us all rejoice in the knowledge and assurance that such achievements are possible to the divine nature, and waste no time on futile conjectures about the technique employed by divine wisdom to effect such phenomena. Okay. On a mortal bestowal mission, a paradise son is always born of woman and grows up as a male child of the realm, as Jesus did on Urantia. These sons of supreme service all pass from infancy through youth to manhood, just as does a human being. In every respect, they become like the mortals of the race into which they are born. They make petitions to the Father, as do the children of the realms in which they serve. From a material viewpoint, these human divine sons live ordinary lives with just one exception. They do not beget offspring on the worlds of their sojourn. That is a universal restriction imposed on all orders of the paradise bestowal sons. Don't do that. I don't know if that means they don't have sex. They might be born with, like, infertile or something like that. I don't know. That's, well, they don't have kids. It doesn't say they don't have sex. It's just leave it. I don't know. As Jesus worked on your world as the carpenter's son, so do other paradise sons labor in various capacities on their bestowal planets. You could hardly think of a vocation that has not been followed by some paradise son in the course of his bestowal on some one of the evolutionary planets of time. When a bestowal son has mastered the experience of living the mortal life, when he has achieved perfection of attunement with his indwelling adjuster, thereupon he begins that part of his planetary mission designed to illuminate the minds and to inspire the souls of his brethren in the flesh. As teachers, these sons are exclusively devoted to the spiritual enlightenment of the mortal races on the worlds of their sojourn. The Mortal-Bestowal Careers of the Michaels and the Avonals, while comparable in most respects, are not identical in all. Never does a magisterial son proclaim, "Whosoever has seen the Son has seen the Father." Right. As did your Creator Son when on Urantia and in the flesh. So that's not a magisterial son line. That's Creator Son line. Because Creator sons are a step closer to the Father in terms of divinity here. Yeah. But a bestowed Avonal does declare, "Whoever has seen me has seen the eternal Son of God." Okay? Because they're more representing the eternal Son. Well, the Creator sons represent the Father in some way. Okay? The magisterial sons are not of immediate descent from the universal Father, nor do they incarnate subject to the Father's will. Always do they bestow themselves as paradise sons, subject to the will of the eternal Son of paradise. Aha. So they're more representing the Son rather than the Father. That makes sense. When the bestowal sons, creator or magisterial, enter the portals of death, they reappear on the third day. But you should not entertain the idea that they always meet with the tragic end encountered by the creator son who sojourned on your world 1900 years ago. The extraordinary and unusually cruel experience through which Jesus of Nazareth passed has caused Urantia to become locally known as the world of the cross. It is not necessary that such inhuman treatment be accorded a son of God, and the vast majority of planets have afforded them a more considerate reception, allowing them to finish their mortal careers, terminate the age, adjudicate the sleeping survivors, and inaugurate a new dispensation without imposing a violent death. A bestowal son must encounter death, must pass through the whole of the actual experience of mortals of the realms, but it is not a requirement of the divine plan that this death be either violent or unusual. When bestowal sons are not put to death by violence, they voluntarily relinquish their lives and pass through the portals of death, not to satisfy the demands of stern justice or divine wrath, but rather to complete the bestowal, to drink the cup of the career of incarnation and personal experience in all that constitutes a creature's life as it is lived on the planets of mortal existence. So that's it. It's not that he suffered so much, even though that's a part of it. But back then a lot of people were crucified. Holy cow. It's horrible things people did to each other. And he was here not really to deliver us through his suffering or pay a price for us, but just to be one of us, to live truly as he is, and the consequences of that, whatever they are, but not to, he had to live with pure integrity to be who he was, both mortal and God. As we are. And to deny his divine essence. So he's going to speak his truth. He's going to be who he is, no matter the consequences. That's it. Right. And so it's not always this cruel punishment is not always a component of it. Of course, our creator son would like to choose, because he's our leader, our creator, to choose the most challenging setting for his experience. Bestowal is a planetary and a universe necessity, and physical death is nothing more than a necessary part of a bestowal mission. Yeah, so to live in that faith of who I am, despite any level of persecution, torture, whatever, to just live in it. That's power. That's what we're here to do, to advance towards. Yeah. Okay. When the mortal incarnation is finished, the avonal of service proceeds to paradise, is accepted by the Universal Father, returns to the local universe of assignment, and is acknowledged by the Creator Son. Thereupon the bestowal avonal and the Creator Son send their conjoint spirit of truth to function in the hearts of the mortal races dwelling on the bestowal world. Okay, so the spirit of truth is something like per planet. So because it's unleashed through the joint cooperation of the Creator Sun, whoever has bestowed that, created the bestowal of that, done the bestowal work of that planet. So on ours, though, on Urantia, it's just Michael Sun's, Jesus's spirit of truth, because there's no magisterial sun here. Okay. But normally they do that together. Okay. Thereupon the bestowal Avonal and the Creator Sun send their conjoint spirit of truth to function in the hearts of the mortal races dwelling on the bestowal world. In the pre-sovereignty ages of a local universe, this is the joint spirit of both suns. Okay, implemented by the creative spirit. It differs somewhat from the spirit of truth, which characterizes the local universe ages following a Michael's seventh bestowal. Okay, so before, like if a magisterial sun comes in the times before the Creator Sun is installed as sovereign following his seventh bestowal, then that spirit of truth is something a little bit different. It has to have the added blessing of the creative spirit, by the local creative spirit, right? So it's a little bit different than a spirit of truth. It's a creative spirit with both the magisterial sun and the creative sun, but it's before the Creator Sun's bestowal. Okay. Right. Okay. Upon the completion of a Creator Sun's final bestowal, the spirit of truth previously sent into all Avonal bestowal worlds of that local universe changes in nature, becoming more literally the spirit of the sovereign Michael. Okay, so all the previous worlds, yep, they are affected by that. So there's a little upgrade happening there when if you've already got your magisterial sun, then Michael's has a seventh bestowal on Urantia, whatever, and then so you already got kind of a pseudo spirit of truth, but then you're going to get an upgrade. So they will feel that too. They'll feel that over there across the universe. Oh, this phenomenon takes place concurrently. This phenomenon takes place concurrently with the liberation of the spirit of truth for service on the Michael Mortal-Bestowal planet. Thereafter, each world honored by a magisterial bestowal will receive the same spirit comforter from the sevenfold Creator Sun and associated with that magisterial sun, which it would have received had the local universe sovereign personally incarnated as its bestowal sun. Okay, got it. Not too bad. All right, that's it for today. Thank you for being with me. All right, have a good day. Bye.